This is private property.
No, it's not. It's public property.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
It's owned by the health department. It is not owned by the state. Please move to the sidewalk.
This is public property. It's a public health department.
Why? You guys are cameras. You must be, what? Are you?
Say again, I don't want to interrupt your conscious stream of thought there. What were we saying?
I don't have conscious stream of thought. I'm an idiot.
I know that.
What are you guys doing? You didn't get my written approval to videotape me.
We
He's
don't...
changed the rules, and you can no longer access the building unless you have an appointment.
When did he change those rules?
Just now.
How's it going, guys? Watching the Watchmen here, out with Amagansett Press, here in Moab, Utah, and today we're at the Southeast Utah Health Department. And as usual, we're going to take some video here out on the public sidewalk and on public property and see if the folks here respect our First Amendment right to do so. So we'll see how it goes. So this is the Southeast Utah Health Department logo here. And this is one of their vehicles, obviously.
See what kind of signage they have on the doors, or you want to check out the back?
Yeah, is there anything around the back?
I don't know, let's go see.
Yeah, we should see.
It's just some kind of like, what is this, an employee lunch area?
Yeah. Employee smoking lounge.
Smoking lounge, yeah, that's at the health department. That's great. So you want to check out the door?
Yeah.
See what's going on there? No smoking within 25 feet of the building. So that kind of cancels out the smoking lounge in the back.
No handshake zone.
No handshake zone. Wow. Oh, look at that. See, this is why you got to read these orders carefully. You read this and it says face coverings must be worn. This is a requirement in Grand County, right? Then you read the actual press release and it says, which requires a face covering over the mouth and nose of all persons in Grand County in all public indoor areas and outdoor public areas where 6 feet of spacing between persons cannot be maintained. So that means even if you're inside, if you can maintain 6 feet away from people,
Yeah.
no need to wear the mask, right? But on this one, it says you have to wear the mask. This is why we're out here doing these things. Ambiguity rules the day.
That's why there's nobody behind the desk in there. Do you read the thing that says they're closed 12 to 1 for lunch?
Oh, seriously?
I mean, there's still people in there. There's cars everywhere, but
What does that mean? The door's locked?
I don't know. I didn't try it.
Well, try it out.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a, it's 12:30. We're going to take a little half-hour break, and we'll be back as soon as these guys reopen, so stay tuned.
Well, all right, guys. We're back at the health department. It's now 1:37, so everyone's back from their lunch break. And we actually just went over to the post office and got a pretty good video over there. And now we're going to see how the Southeast Utah Health Department here in Moab, Utah, how they handle the situation. So we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, there's a lot more cars in the parking lot here now that lunchtime is over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by the other driveway.
All right. All right, guys. So as you heard, AP's headed over to the other driveway, and I'm gonna stand here for the moment, and we'll see what happens. I'm sorry?
What are you guys making?
I can't hear what you're saying from over there.
What are you guys making?
What am I making?
Oh, you have a GoPro.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw confused. I saw the other guy. I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. What are you saying?
He walks up and says, "What are you guys making?" And I was like, "What are you guys making?" And then he looks at my camera. He's like, "Oh, you got a GoPro? Cool." And then just turns around and walks away.
Interesting. No, I'm gonna go back over to my corner over there.
It was a weird conversation. He seemed like a nice guy. I didn't want to be rude to him or anything, but he just saw it was a GoPro and decided to walk away, I guess. I don't know. Also, just want to point out, this guy's working at the health department in full scrubs and takes his mask off to come talk to me closer. I don't care, but it's interesting. So, the same guy and another woman just came out, as you saw in scrubs there. Couldn't really pick up what they were talking about, but they're obviously looking at us. So.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Good. Who are y'all with?
Who am I with?
Yeah,
Who are you with?
I'm with the health department.
Cool.
And I'm curious why you're videoing us.
Oh, I'm just taking a video.
Okay. Cool.
And the phone comes out.
What was that all about?
He just walked up and said, "Who are you with?" So I, "Who are you with?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm with the health department. What are you guys doing?" I was just taking a video.
That was it?
Yeah.
You saw the, you're standing right here. You saw the doctor and the other person come out. See, the problem is let me hold on. We gotta. There you go, and he's got it sideways too.
What are you guys doing?
Same thing you're doing.
Huh?
Same thing you're doing.
What?
Holding up a camera.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I answered a question. I answered a question. Now it's my turn. What are you doing?
What's that?
I said I answered a question. Now it's my turn. What are you doing?
Hold up the camera.
Oh, okay, cool.
You guys are on public space. There's no problem with it.
You're on public space, and there's no problem with it either.
That's what I'm saying. There isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're cool.
Yeah, I don't have any issues.
Yeah. Neither do I.
Perfect.
Oh, you guys against the COVID vaccine or for it?
Am I what?
Against the COVID vaccine or for it?
Neither one.
Oh.
I'm for anybody doing whatever they want to do.
That's what I like. I agree with you.
Yeah. what I was about to say when he walked out is, yeah, you could say, why don't you tell people what you're doing when they come up and ask you? Because when somebody walks out, you know, you could see things however you want to see them. I consider myself to be very keyed into people's behavior and body language. And when somebody comes out, you can usually get a read on whether or not they're genuinely interested in what you're doing or interested in trying to chase you away and tell you can't be doing it. So I tend to err on the side of caution and not answer everybody's question. Sometimes I'll just throw a little quick explanation at them to satisfy them and, you know, kind of quash the moment. But, you know, other people, it's just not worth talking to some people. And, you know, I could be wrong. And if they prove me wrong, I will say I was wrong and then follow up and have a conversation with them. And it's funny when they have to have 3 different people come out and ask you the same questions. It's like, do you people talk to each other in there?
You get lots of people? You get lots of people filming? Right? Are you constituted to this? That loud?
Can you hear?
I have no idea what he's
I can't hear. Between this traffic and the distance and the diaper on his face, I don't know. Oh, here you go. Well, fire starter. There you go. Rile the poor lady up, why don't you? That's a good idea. Yeah, make a poor old lady nervous. That's brilliant.
I believe you're the one that's making it.
No, not at all, man. I believe you're the one making people nervous. Let the poor lady live her life. Leave her alone.
Come on in and we'll get you taken care of.
Despicable. Absolutely despicable. If this guy gives me a thumbs up one more time, I'm going to tell him what to do with it. Wow. You know, you guys know how I feel about older people, the people that watch our channels, that have followed our channel. I'm sorry. I have a lot of respect for older people, and I give them all the courtesy that I can.
They're supporting sometimes, we don't know yet why, but...
Now we have the town crier out here alerting everybody to the obvious. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
If you do that 700 more times, you might get somewhere.
No, nobody cares what you're doing. You're just
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Nobody cares. So then why don't you just go on with your day? Do you work here?
My day's right. I gotta wait here for time for this. And
You don't even work here.
I can do.
Yeah,
I'm
all right,
a
well,
place.
there you go.
I can be here too. Like you guys can.
Just make sure you scare everybody as they come in.
You bet I will. I'm gonna warn them and scare them that they got strangers filming them as they go about their daily business. Just let them be aware that they are on camera.
Well, you better go all over the world and do that because it's happening everywhere.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah. You're going to be a busy man.
I probably will be. It's awesome.
They're going to call you Johnny the fire starter.
Awesome. I love that.
No, you're just so full of yourself you don't even know what you love.
That's true. I know. I'm out here filming random people.
I only enjoy speaking to genuine people. You're just completely full of it, so I'm done.
So we kind of have the same opinion of each other, right?
We have a what?
Same opinion of each other?
I don't know what your opinion is, nor do I care.
Well, same. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
All right, but I just think it's pretty despicable to try to scare elderly people.
I don't scare anybody. I was letting them know that they're being filmed by somebody.
I think they have enough worry in this world, and I think they've lived longer than you have, and maybe you should be listening to them.
Worry, so why do we have 2 people filming people going about their daily business?
What's the difference?
Well, you kind of go for both sides here.
No, what's the difference? Is there anything wrong with what I'm doing?
But we're going to film you anyway. Well, come on now.
Nobody's had an issue, sir, except for you.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only one. You're the one out here creating a problem for yourself, not me.
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's great. You enjoy putting fear into elderly people's hearts. You're a wonderful human being.
I do. I'm going to tell people that they're being filmed.
Now I don't even want to hear it. I'm done talking to you. Go on with your life. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo. Off you go.
See ya. Have fun.
So now he's going to prove what a fool he is. We already think you're a fool. Do you really want to prove it?
We think you're a fool. You want to prove it? Oh wait, you are.
All right. All right. So here, we'll highlight you.
Oh please, yes.
You want to be highlighted on camera? We'll get closer so we can.
YouTube channel though?
What?
What's the YouTube channel that's going on?
What makes you think it's a YouTube channel?
Because look, we can all play ignorant as much as we
Oh,
want.
you're not playing. It's real
Oh,
life.
that's right. You guys do cameras. You must be, what are you?
I gotta back up here, guys.
Okay, sorry. Say again, I don't want to interrupt your conscious stream of thought there. What were we saying?
I don't have conscious stream of thought. I'm an idiot.
I know that.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? So we're out here just randomly filming people going into a public health facility.
No, you don't. Yeah, that's your assumption. You don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's, okay. We can play stupid, but let's not be stupid.
I'm not playing stupid at all. I'm just telling you that
stupid.
you're making an
I'm
assumptions.
making an assumption. Yes, I am.
Okay.
And the assumption by the presented evidence is you're out here randomly filming people coming into a health facility for some unknown reason. Probably
You don't think you're riling anybody up?
I'm talking to you two. Am I riling you up?
Not. Do I look riled up?
No, do I look riled up? I'm enjoying
A
this.
little bit.
I'm having fun. Oh, come on, guys.
Well, don't have fun at other people's expense.
Like, you guys making, filming other people
You're
at
the
their
only one
expense?
that's had an issue. Not one client has said a word to me.
No, they haven't, because most people don't want to be confrontational.
Well,
And
that's a good idea. That's an excellent plan.
Yeah, it is.
Why be confrontational?
Right. That's why you're over here.
So
talking to me.
if you weren't involving yourself in my life, I wouldn't even be talking to you. I was standing there silent, minding my own business on a public sidewalk.
Yes, you are, and you have every right to do that, 100%.
I'm very fully aware of what my rights are.
Oh, I know, and I agree with your rights. In fact, that's why we live in America, because these rights are here, and that's one of the best things about living in America.
Is that why you live here?
One of the reasons. I was born here, but yeah.
So what are you going to do when they start taking your rights away?
Aha! Now we get to the point.
No, I'm asking you. What are you going to do?
They're not taking my rights away.
Sure they are. You're
Who,
wearing a diaper on your face.
Oh,
What do you
now
mean?
we get to the point now.
No, that's not the point.
Yes, that's the point.
not at all.
You guys rather believe in politicians and Facebook than medical science. So that's...
I would rather believe in... So then why aren't you wearing 2 masks? That's the new recommendation.
Oh, I haven't got my second mask yet. It's in the car.
Oh, well, so I guess you don't believe in science?
Oh, I believe in science, absolutely.
So go get your second mask and put it on then. What do you mean? You can reduce the chance of infecting someone else. Wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, of course.
Yeah, so put 3 of them on. And you know what I found out? If you put 6 of them on, we can end racism. As soon as you put on 6 masks, racism's gone, man.
Oh, I know, boy.
Could you please go back to the public right away? We'd appreciate that. It's your 15 minutes up.
I suppose so.
I think we're good.
I think they're, yeah, they told me where they were, so.
That's fine. All right. Well, you gave it a shot.
I did, I know I should have do it plain and simple.
Yeah, he gave it the old college try. Amazing.
Can you please move back to the sidewalk?
I'm going to respectfully decline your request.
Well, this is private property.
No, it's not. It's public property.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
It's owned by the health department. It is not owned by the state. Please move to the sidewalk.
This is public property. It's a public health department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, you have a good day too. Enjoy yourself.
Utah WK3 8KG. White Nissan Road. What does that guy not even work here? He's just doing that for fun?
Oh, he doesn't work here. Isn't this building?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's owned by, it says Municipal Building Authority of Grand County.
Yeah.
So, he's trying to tell me it's private property, and it's owned by the health department. Is it, what, am I here right now?
Oh man.
Seriously? Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Little does he know we're going in next. Southeast Utah Health Department. And I'll just clarify this for you guys here. I know I just showed it something, but this is the building.
Yeah, guys, I'll put the survey property lines, map, whatever you want to call it, in the video for you guys. And you guys can check that out.
And that's on X. I'm looking it up on, so just so you guys know.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just taking some video, and everybody's all.
What's the video for? But you see, you didn't get my written approval to videotape me.
We don't need written approval. You're out in public, and especially when you approach the camera, that's giving first-person consent.
No.
Yeah, it is. You have to read up on the law, man. That's the law. That's why I don't explain myself to people like you. So they actually think there's a distinction between the public right-of-way and public parking lot as far as access is concerned.
Yeah, so I didn't know private property businesses were offering Utah State women, infant, and children services.
What are you guys doing?
How's it going? Good. You didn't wait for my answer. Well, have a good day. That's the second person in 2 days that has driven past me asking me what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that when you just keep driving. Fascinating. Did you get it figured out yet?
We're all good.
I know that. That's what I'm asking you, if you figured it out. Now we're all good. I don't even think he works here. I think he was delivering lunch.
Probably.
Yeah, well, when he got out of his truck, he grabbed some like tray of lasagna off the passenger seat. Probably vegetable lasagna. Oh, man. You can't help it, man. People just open themselves up to the stupidest crap, and then I can't resist. I just can't. Please hold me back. I'm a menace to society.
The one I'm still trying to figure out is the first guy that came out talking to me.
What are you making?
Yeah, what are you making?
You should have said cookies.
Yeah. And then he asked me whether it's a GoPro. I said yeah, and then he just turns around and walks away.
I'm telling you, they don't want to, because they want to look like they asked. So they can, I went out and I asked them politely what they were doing, and they didn't want to tell me. They don't really want to hear your answer. They're not going to believe your answer. They don't care about your answer. You know, you would think a public health office, they should be inviting. They should, instead of doing all that, they should come out and say, hey guys, you want to come in and look at the inside? Is there any information we can give you? Do you want to grab some pamphlets we have available to the public? Anything I can help you with? And that has happened before. And those experiences go wonderfully, and make the place and the staff look great. You know, that's the way it should be. But they don't see that as an available option for some reason. I think people see what they choose to see and do what they choose to do. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of playing games with them in there with public information and that kind of thing, I'm going to go in there and ask if the manager or the director is available. You can see how that goes.
Yeah.
Here, you want to do that? Or you want to give it a few more minutes?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, we never really walked around outside. We've been on the sidewalk the whole time. Before, yeah, when nobody was here, yeah.
Well, they already know we're here.
Yeah.
All they're talking about in there is us. They forgot that they're open for business and there's actually patients in the rooms. They're not even examining anybody. They're all huddled over the desk trying to look up what they can do. Now, I don't know what they're doing, but I say we go in and ask to speak to whoever's in charge of this joint.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I agree.
So is there a director or a manager of this facility I can speak to?
Brady Bradford's in the price office.
Oh, not in this office. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying.
I'm just wondering what all the hubbub's about two guys standing out on the sidewalk with cameras.
Oh, I've never seen people with cameras here at the health department ever. That's why we're all curious ourselves.
I got you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, are we doing anything wrong? Do you have any issue with us being here?
No. I'm kind of curious. Do you have a YouTube channel or something? Or?
Well, you know what? When we're done, I never like to divulge what I'm doing while I'm doing it. But when I'm done and we're all wrapped up, I'd be happy to explain to you A to Z exactly what I'm doing. Not a problem. That's actually why I wanted to speak to your director or manager or somebody if they were available, so I could have the conversation directly with the top of the food chain, as they say.
We give you the Price office number. So Price is the commanding office.
Okay, how far is Price?
2 hours away.
2 hours away. Well, I'm not running over there today.
No, yeah, we're Tri-County area.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. No, I mean, if you guys are all good, and I'm all good, and everybody's all good. But I'll definitely. So it's Brady Bradford. Okay.
Or Sarah Brady is the director of nursing. But,
Sarah Brady and Brady Bradford. Did they plan that?
Brady? I know.
Brady's the top boss.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're just going to take a look around real quick, and then I will definitely give them a call.
There's a
Follow.
confidentiality with patients that are here.
Not in your public lobby. That's why I was hoping to have this conversation with the director of the facility.
Well, yeah, some people might feel uncomfortable because we get some patients.
I feel uncomfortable with
Yeah.
multiple people approaching me outside while I'm trying to make a video. That's another reason I wanted to speak to your director.
Yeah, could I please ask you not to film the patients?
I'm not here to film any of your patients. I don't really care about people. We're just taking a look at the facility in general. I'm not interested in what your patients are doing.
Right.
And I could pretty much be assured to myself that you don't have any sensitive information that's viewable from a public lobby.
No.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys know how the HIPAA laws work. Right?
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Have a good one.
See ya.
And look at that. Now there's nobody in here. Perfect timing, right? That was great. They cleared out.
Yeah, make it snappy.
What time do you close?
There's more people. More people coming. We close at 5.
Well, that's right. This is a public office, man.
We close at 5.
Okay, but I just want you to understand that this is a public office. This is a public area, so there is no expectation of privacy in public. That's the way the law works, not my opinion. And like I said, we're not here to stick a camera in anybody's face. I'm not interested in what any of your clients are doing. Not my issue.
Okay.
All right.
Can you guys wear a mask? Please?
Sorry?
Can you please wear a mask?
Yeah, that's a request.
Please?
That's also in the law too. Yeah, no, and I'm going to respectfully decline. I'll be out of here in a minute.
Okay.
Right. And there's nobody in here. And as healthcare professionals, it might be a good idea to ask somebody if they have a medical exemption, which is written into the executive order, before you tell them they have to put a mask on. Right.
I can ask you to wear a mask, please.
Right. But some people do have legitimate medical exemptions.
At
Right?
that time, they would say so, yes.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Not everybody likes talking about their personal medical situation. But I'll carry on. No worries. Well, I just want to, as I'm leaving, I just want to suggest to you that you probably get a lot further with people if what you're telling them is accurate. So I would just do my homework, find out what the laws are, what the rules are, what you can and cannot enforce. And you'd probably carry a lot more weight with people if you're giving them accurate information.
Okay.
Just a suggestion.
All right. Thanks
All right.
for coming. Have a nice day.
No problem. Appreciate you guys. But really, you should make people feel a little more welcome here. I mean, this is a public health office. You know?
So,
I would
it is
think.
a public health office, and there is a state mandate to wear masks by law. So you're telling us to follow the law. So why don't you follow the law?
Have you read the paragraph on the medical exemptions that are available through the executive order?
Sure.
Did anybody ask me if I have a medical exemption?
No, we wouldn't ask you that.
Well, there you go.
So, anyway, we do have the right to refuse service to people because they can seek.
Because why?
Because they can seek the. You can seek services elsewhere.
So you personally have a right to deny the public health service here at a public health office? That's not accurate. I'm just telling you, I don't want to have an argument with
Because
you.
you can see your private position to get those services. And if you have any questions on it, please contact our county attorney.
I think you should contact your county attorney and educate yourself.
That says just that.
Okay, well, educate yourself and learn what the facts are. It's very important. I don't want you giving people bad information. And as you can see, there's still nobody in here, so no issues. But, you know, they've all vacated. You know, the ignorant choose to remain ignorant, so nothing I can do about that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am? I gotta ask, did you buy it new off the showroom floor?
I did.
That's fantastic. What year is it?
It's a 51.
51 Pontiac?
A Ford.
A Ford, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
51 Ford. That's awesome. What model is it?
It's a coupe, just a 51 Ford coupe.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Does it leak oil?
No, doesn't use oil. Use a little bit of transmission fluid.
There you go. That's fantastic. You must have a lot of fun riding around in it.
I do.
Very cool.
He said you got to be strong. There's no power steering.
Well, you look like a strong guy to me.
No power brakes. You just gotta have muscle.
And avoid the parallel parking spots. Right?
That's right.
Well, keep smiling. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I think they sound like they hit the panic button or something in there, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, you were talking to that guy, and it sounded like either the phone ringing or some kind of like electronic noises, and they all just went right in the back.
Seriously?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just you know, putting things together, putting two and two together that doesn't go together.
They
But
may have hit the panic button. I don't know.
it was just weird how they all rushed into the back right after it sounded like the phone rang like twice.
Well, if that's the case, let's stick an answer to this. Watching the Watchman and I have a standard operating procedure that if the cops are called or we believe they've been called, we don't run away, we wait around for them. I don't want them looking for us, and B, definitely, if there's an opportunity to have a conversation with law enforcement, you guys know me, I'm there. And they always go right to that same, I gotta say it, crap about people's privacy in a public building, in a public lobby. You gotta come up with a better plan.
And you forgot to mention the on their door how it says masks are required if you can't be 6 feet away. We're 6 feet away.
Oh no,
from
that's
everybody.
my ACE card. I was saving that. I'm saving that for the.
I figured,
for law enforcement. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
There was just like some tone that went off. I don't know if you guys could hear that on camera. But yeah, no, Watchman. The point Watchman's making is on the sign in the front. It says that masks are only mandatory if you are unable to keep 6 feet away from people. And I have no interest in getting any closer than 6 feet to anybody.
Yeah, I'll have to look on the video, but it totally seemed like they hit something. Because you were talking to the guy, and then the older woman that was sitting there and the younger girl, like both looked down. It looked like they dropped something, and then all of a sudden there was like a phone noise.
Yeah, they did all just get up and run.
And then they all ran.
Yeah.
So interesting. May have caught the him hitting the panic button on video.
Something wrong or always on top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not stressed at all, in the least.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for anybody else to be stressed. I think the most disgusting display of anything I saw here today was that one guy trying to rile up that elderly lady when she pulled in.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. That really is terrible.
Yeah, no apology or admission of being wrong from Lasagna Dude about it being public.
I, for a second there, thought he was going to like have an anxiety attack in the back or something. He couldn't even breathe or speak. And, you know, I'm not making fun of him if that's the case. I mean, if he's got some kind of an issue like that, then, you know, God bless him. And but he puts it, seems like people put themselves in the situations that they wind up in, myself included. I take 100% accountability for what positions I put myself in, what situations I wind up in, and how I handle it. And I think everybody needs to do a little more of that. And Watchman's absolutely right. What he should do to make himself feel better is come out here, look me in the eye, shake my hand, and say, you know what, you guys aren't doing anything wrong, and you can be here.
Yeah.
And my bad for jumping all over you. You know, there's an old wise saying that says, if you ask a question, you may look like a fool for 5 minutes. If you don't ask the question, you'll look like a fool for the rest of your life. So, have the conversation, guys. Learn how to communicate again.
Yeah, and you're right. I forgot about that. He was like freaking out back there.
Yeah.
There's
I don't
one
want
point he
you-
was like mid-sentence and he just like...
Yeah. And I'm not interested in putting anybody into that situation, but I
Yeah.
don't. You know, he whatever his deal is his deal. It's not, you know. It's part of what's wrong with society these days. Everybody blames everything on somebody else. Take responsibility for what you do. Stop telling the victim stories. Something happens to you, look at every single angle and every single corner and every square inch to try to figure out how you created it. Because the good news is, if you hold yourself accountable for what happens to you in your life, you get to do something about it and change it or fix it or whatever it is. If you're blaming everything on other people, there's very little you can do about it. And that's, it's not a good place to be.
Well, here's a Moab Police vehicle coming through here.
Well, we got a police vehicle pulling up, but I would assume they're coming here, but maybe not. Sounds like broadcasting his radio to the town here. Yeah,
Fascinating.
yeah, I think so.
Well, he only sent one to this time instead of like 5.
Well, give it a minute. How we doing?
Oh,
I told you you'd see us again.
well, you know, as much as I like talking to you, I don't want to see you multiple times a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish people didn't call you. Yeah.
So what's going on this time?
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess there's some folks at the health department that need you to explain to them what's going on.
So what I got told is the issue is that you guys wouldn't wear a mask in there. Is that accurate?
Well, first of all, what I'm going to tell you is it's written right on their door. The way the mask order reads is if you are unable to maintain 6 feet distance from people, inside or outside, then you have to wear a mask. If you are able to maintain 6 feet of distance, then it's not a requirement.
Right.
And when we
So-
were in the lobby, there was no clients in there.
So I agree with you, but a business does have the right to restrict access.
A private business does, not a public entity. This is a public business.
Okay.
And we do our research. I checked on Onyx. This is public property. It's a municipal building. Yeah. We do, we do all our research.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Right now I'm waiting on my sergeant. He's spawning down here too.
Okay. And then there's also, beyond that, there's also a medical exemption written into the order. Okay? So there's a couple of reasons why somebody might not be wearing a face cover.
I don't disagree with you, man.
Yeah.
It's 1036.
I meant to remind you that you had that on. I forgot.
I'm having a hard time getting it shut off.
1035.
Yeah.
So I just have to ask you again, it's Allred. And what was your badge number again? Officer Allred?
2T5 is in Tango.
2T5, thank you, appreciate that.
Not a problem.
So we saw Officer Allred earlier today at the post office. I'll leave a link in the description of that video. He did a great job over there. We'll see how he does here. Although Sarge is coming, so it's really up to him. That's the best, you guys, that's the best little ace card you guys have up your sleeve. Just call the sergeant, then you're off the hook. Right?
Yeah, and that's not really why I called him, but, or it's not really why he.
So what's your, while we're waiting, what's your take on what's going on here?
What do you mean?
Well, you said something about their issue is that we weren't wearing masks,
Right.
I guess, or
Well,
whatever's going on. So
that's all I got, man. I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet.
Oh, okay.
So I got to talk to them before I go much further.
Got you. But you can certainly talk to him. I'm not going to run away from you.
Okay. All right. We'll run up here, talk to the sergeant real quick, and then probably head in there.
You got it. Oh, so what is the Sarge in that vehicle there?
inconspicuous
Yeah.
sergeant vehicle here.
Okay.
Utah V097WF.
How are we doing, Sarge? How are you?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Doing good, man. How about you?
Not too bad.
So, Sergeant Palmer.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can I just ask your badge number, sir?
Main 2T7.
2T7, thanks.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
So it sounds like we got a phone call. You guys didn't want to wear masks. Sounds like that's really their only concern. So.
That's their only concern, is that we didn't have masks on?
Yeah.
So I just explained to this officer, you can read the, you're probably familiar with it anyway, but the way the order is written, inside or outside of this public building,
Okay.
the only reason you would have to, the requirement to wear a mask only comes in when you're unable to maintain 6 feet of distance from other people. Right?
Understandable. Yeah.
When we were in there was nobody else in there.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then there's also medical exemptions.
Right.
Right,
Right. Which
so-
I do know. I do know of those. So.
So there are several reasons why somebody might not be wearing a mask.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry it
Absolutely.
inspires people to call the police.
Right.
You know.
Right. Sounds like this isn't the first time we've chatted with you guys today either. So.
No, not
You
even
guys
the
down
first
at the
time this
post
year.
office?
Yeah. Well, actually,
So-
that was last year.
So you were, if I remember right, so we've had some First Amendment auditors come through a couple of times, but
Okay.
I want to say, so yeah, you guys were roughly a year ago.
We're the ones that found the keys and the purse behind the police
Right.
department.
Talked to Officer Cordero.
Yep, that was us.
Well, I can appreciate what you guys are doing, exercising your rights. And you're the second First Amendment auditors that I've ran into. And the last one I talked to, he was pretty confrontational, kind of an in-your-face,
Right.
almost attacking kind of guy. So
Who was? Do you remember who it was?
I can't.
What did he look like?
He wouldn't tell me his name. So
What did he
we
look
were
like?
trying to have a conversation. I know a shorter, younger guy.
Shorter, younger guy. Well, it's the shorter part could have been me, but the younger guy's not me. So.
No, it definitely wasn't you. Like I said, you're far more respectful.
Well, you know what? I think you, because what we're doing is our goal here, while we have a chance to talk while we're standing out here, there's a big divide between law enforcement and the citizens in this country.
I agree.
For all the wrong reasons.
I agree.
So
10%.
a part of the major reason that we do this is to try to close that gap through simple dialogue and conversation.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's all about. We're just trying to make the world a better place. And some people don't understand it because we have unconventional methods, right? But, you know, I always like to say that there's something that people have forgotten about these days called middle ground, right? So you might not understand what I'm doing, you might not agree with what I'm doing, but as long as I'm not out creating a victim out of anybody,
Absolutely.
you can respect my right to do what I do, and I can throw that right back at you. I don't have to approve of everything you do, but we can find that middle ground, shake hands, respect each other, and move on.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that. And I guess I understand that. I understand what you guys are doing as far as exercising your rights. I think the methods are, like you said, they're a little bit different.
Of course, yeah.
But,
well, especially
who am I to judge that and say that that's the right or wrong way to exercise those rights? So, I appreciate it.
well, especially in the auditing community. There's a lot of guys out there who are like the guy you met up with.
Right.
So we're also making a very concerted effort to try to bring the whole community up and raise the standard, and actually be constructive and fruitful in our conversations and have some positive outcomes.
Absolutely.
And create better understanding.
Absolutely.
Some people, like the folks that are working in the health department right now, are just completely shut down. They're following what they believe to be their orders, or how they perceive the order to be.
Right.
And that's not always accurate.
Yep.
And that causes can cause some issues for you guys and for the general public.
Right.
So I think it's important that these things get brought to light and discussed. And
absolutely. Well, I think a gentleman like yourself can imagine the predicament that we're put in as law enforcement with these types of orders. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what is the constitutionality of it? Because it's nothing that I've experienced in my lifetime. I dare say it's probably nothing you've even experienced in your lifetime.
No,
so
no.
It's weird times. And
well, as far as wearing a mask is concerned, I believe that is something that, if somebody decides that they want to wear a mask because it makes them feel better, they should absolutely be allowed to wear a mask.
Absolutely.
But if you remember 2 years ago, let's just say, to go far enough back, if you saw somebody walking into a liquor store with a full face mask on, you would have got a phone call.
Absolutely. Or a bank.
So, it's the same mask, it's the same face covering, but the perception now is different. And the reason behind it is different. So, but I think if somebody wants to wear a mask and somebody feels like that makes them feel better, or they're doing some good for the community,
Absolutely.
I'm all for it, man.
Absolutely.
But if somebody else has a medical condition, or a religious reason, or a personal belief, or for whatever reason doesn't want to wear the mask, then they shouldn't have to wear it. You know, that's just that's my belief.
Right. I would agree with you. I would agree on every point that you made.
I mean, unfortunately, you know, when you're at work, you signed a contract and signed up for that, and that's, you know, that's a whole different story. But like, for example, one of the people working here was telling me that this is private property. It's a public health office. I have OnX on my phone. I know it's not a private property. It's owned by a municipal government agency, right? So, and I'm glad to see the guys in Moab here, sheriff's office included, you know, your guys are willing to have the conversations and talk things out and try to get that middle ground understanding and figure it out.
Good, I'm glad to hear.
It doesn't always go that way.
I'm glad to hear that you think that way, so
yeah.
try.
Alrighty, so all I found out is that mainly they were worried that a lot of their clients were getting uncomfortable with you guys recording in there. You know, that's what they said their concern was.
Okay. So when you got the call, the concern was not wearing a mask, and now it
was also the mask thing, but I also talked to them about as far as the ability.
I'm just trying to stay clear, so go ahead.
Anyway, so that was their main concern, was a lot of their clients felt uncomfortable. I guess they took a couple of them out the back door, just not being comfortable being in a medical service building, being recorded, leaving or entering, if that makes sense.
You know what, it does make sense because of the way these people are acting here. I'll give you another little bit of my speech. I won't give you the whole thing, but these people, yourselves included, but any public officials, anybody in a public capacity as an employee, has the ability to steer the ship, right? So just as they just put people in fear and riled them up over a couple of guys with cameras, they could have also just said to them, hey, they're not doing anything wrong. They're within their rights to be here taking video, and that generally calms everybody down, and then the situation goes away. So if they chose to escalate it, that's, you know.
And I explained that to them in there, and they're well aware of what it is, and it's really where we're at, man. I mean, you guys are good to go if you want to take off or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, no, but I think it's, so how did you leave it with them? Because I think it's very important that they understand the law. Okay, here's the other thing. Outside of the law, just if you're having a conversation with your kids, you're having a conversation with your wife, whatever it is, you got to stick to the facts, and you have to be educated about what you're talking about, right? So if you just start barking at people, you can't do this, this is the law, and it's totally made up nonsense, then I lose my faith in anything you're saying. It subverts the whole conversation, and then you wind up in some yelling match or something I don't even want to be involved in. But if I'm coming from a place of I know what the rules are, I know what the law is, and I'm giving you good information, that's a more constructive way to handle things. So my suggestion to them is just educate yourself. It's not, they don't have to learn all the law. Lawyers don't know the law, right? Police officers don't know the law in its entirety. I don't know the law in its entirety. But when you're working in a public capacity in a public health office, learn the pertinent rules and regulations and the laws concretely so you know absolutely what you're talking about, especially if you're a supervisor, a manager, or a director, right? If you're somebody that's in charge. Absolutely. Because then that avoids them having to call you. It's a waste of resources. Like you said when you first walked up, you don't want to run into me 15 times a day. You know, it's unnecessary.
Right.
So that's all it is. But I think it's very important for them to understand what the reality of the situation is. So I don't know if you explained that to them when you were in there.
I think I got it through to them as far as what your guys' rights are and what theirs are to protect their clients. I mean, they do still have a duty to protect their clients, but that's not necessarily your issue, if that makes sense. As in you.
No, and I'll tell you what, we go to health departments all over the country. First thing that always gets brought up is HIPAA laws. And do you guys know how HIPAA laws work?
Well aware of to an extent, yeah. I'm well aware of HIPAA. I used to work health and safety.
Okay, so you know the way HIPAA laws work is the onus is on them to protect the public's private information. Right. I am certainly confident that there is no private information on display in a public lobby. Right? So
I would hope not.
Since I'm not HIPAA trained and I'm not HIPAA certified, it's impossible for me to break HIPAA regulations. That's not the way it works, right? But they working in a health department office should certainly know that.
Oh yeah, no, they know HIPAA laws as far as that goes. As I understood it, their issue stemmed from their patients being concerned about being recorded while in a medical facility getting ready to receive medical treatment of some sort or another. Right. That was. And
I don't want to come across as somebody who's totally insensitive to that. I do get that, but their medical issue is not being discussed in the lobby. They get taken back into a private examining room and they have those conversations in private.
Absolutely. Well, and that's what I explained to them. That as long as you guys aren't talking about their medical stuff in the lobby, or anything of that nature, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And you know, I was kind of explaining, it's not against the law to record somebody in a public space.
Not at all.
It never has been, and it likely will never be.
No expectation of privacy in public.
Right. Yep.
And me personally, I leave all my private stuff at home, man. I don't drag my private business out into the public.
Absolutely. Right.
And even if if it was me going into that health office, I wouldn't care if somebody was filming in there. How do I know they're not doing some promotional video for the health department? Right. I don't know what they're doing. Right. You know, if the doctor came out and started asking me private health information in front of somebody that was filming, then I would say to the doctor, hey, can we go in the back? And but that's all it is.
Yep.
That's all it is. So it's an exercise of rights. You know what we're doing.
Yep.
We're not looking to ruin anybody's day. We're not looking,
absolutely.
Little old lady's going in. I'm going to hold the door for her and say yes, ma'am, and that's that's the way it is.
Right.
But just I'll give you 2 points of clarification here. One is, when you guys leave, we're going to go back in, do a quick loop through the lobby for probably 30 seconds to a minute. Be out of here. They'll probably never see us again. And the reason we do that is so that they're not confused about what happened here and they realize what to do up right from here. The other thing is we're cutting out for the day after this one, so you won't see us again.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think. Sorry, my first name's Braydon.
Jason. Pleasure to meet you.
Ben, nice to meet you. So, I think we were talking a little bit about that whole middle ground thing, and I think the big thing is I mean, you understand why we're getting called out here.
Oh, I do. Of course.
Ultimately, the legality. I mean, a lot of people say legal, moral, ethical, right? So, and I don't think necessarily anything you guys are doing violate any three of those, but that whole middle ground thing, people have obviously just the gun on your hip. It doesn't bug me. Why? Because I carry one around and it's my thing and I love them. But for other people in this community, it's a very different thing, and they're not used to seeing it. We don't have a ton of people that open carry a gun.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm saying with that middle ground is the whole safety thing that they were talking about. I feel like it's more that direction versus like a worry about a violation of their privacy.
Well, but just think about it, and I appreciate everything you're saying, and I think you're being absolutely genuine and professional with me, so I appreciate that. But you got to think, the call came in as we're not wearing masks, right? Then it's we're in the lobby taking video of people.
Right.
Then what you just mentioned about the firearm.
Right.
So what is it really about? You know what I mean? What's really the issue? And what the real issue is people don't like it when their control gets taken away.
Yeah, it's just a comfort.
That's what the issue is.
That's all it is. It's totally. It's
right. They're used to barking orders at people, like some police officers do, and they're just. I've actually had police officer, at least one, say to me, "We're not used to people not doing what we tell them to do." Well, get used to it.
Well,
because,
and honestly, it's kind of true. And I wouldn't argue that.
Well, but that goes back to what I was saying.
Generally, when we respond to something, like right now, I have no control over you because you haven't done anything illegal. Usually.
Right.
98% of the time when we're responding to something, that's not the case. We're responding to a call for somebody who's committed a crime, and we do have control over that situation.
Right.
Right? So, to an officer, when we're getting phone calls and coming up to stuff like this, it's not a situation that we're comfortable with because we are so used to when I'm at work, when I'm wearing this, I'm getting called around to people committing crimes.
Right.
So I am used to being in control. So
I'll give you this.
And it's an officer safety type of thing too. If we don't have control of a situation where crimes are being committed, then that puts everybody there at risk.
If there's a crime being committed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's that caveat of if there's a crime committed.
But now what you're dealing with here is there is no law broken. There is no law broken. Nothing morally, nothing. So what you're dealing with here is people getting scared and afraid.
Right.
Right? So you've been put in that situation involuntarily, right? So the best thing you could do now in this situation is to quell their fear.
Yeah.
If that's the reality of the situation.
Like
so the best thing to do is go in there and tell them, no, these guys aren't bothering anybody, they're not doing anything wrong, they're just taking some video, and then
help them understand what you're doing, find the middle ground, and then we all go our separate ways.
And then the next time it happens, right, then they have a choice to either remember this situation, know what was going on, or to start the whole thing up all over again.
Absolutely.
And then you have to ask yourself, who's really calling you out here and who's really wasting your time?
Right. Absolutely.
So that's all it is.
All right, gentlemen.
And I gave you a minute to clean up against the truck, so I'm doing it. Right? No, but I got to tell you, and I said it before, I'm not trying to blow any sunshine at this here. But Moab Police Department, we've been here several times. We've done several videos here, and I think you guys are always very cordial and professional. So I don't care what they say about you. I think you guys are good.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Real quick before you go back in there, the director has,
The director's not here.
oh, sorry.
The
Not
director,
the district director.
Director's Brady Bradford, and I have their phone number.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So, I want to give him a call. The reason being is Orion, who is the, I don't know what his position here is. He runs this building.
Here local.
Okay.
In our county.
He's changed the rules, and you can no longer access the building unless you have an appointment.
When did he change those rules?
Just now.
He doesn't have the authority to do that. And you know he doesn't have the authority to do that. That's what I mean. Now, if you allow him to do that, you're fostering his fear.
No, I can't stop him from locking that door.
You can't stop from locking the door, but you can't stop me from trying to go in either. So now you're in a situation. Right?
Yep, we are.
So what I'm going to do is, if that's the case, I'll go up to the door. I'll try to open the door. If the door's locked during business hours, which is against government policy for public health officers, that's a violation of their own policy. So if he did lock the door, then I file a formal complaint against him and the staff here, which is unnecessary, but he's playing games at that point. So if that's what he wants to do, he's opening the door up to himself for that. Because it's a violation of their rules and regulations to lock the door during business hours. And it's also a violation of the fire marshal's code. So they can't do that. So I would say
it's still not ultimately nothing that involves us at that point. So
well, it is. It is if they're violating.
Fire marshal's office will deal with that.
Yes. Well, so I'm just saying. So that's what I'll do then. I'll walk up, try to go in. If I can't go in, I'm certainly not going to kick the door in. I'll realize they locked the door. He doesn't have the authority to decide that it's walk-ins or appointments only. That's outside of his mandate. I can assure you that.
To be honest with you, I don't know
what their rules are. I have no idea.
And I don't want to get the guy in trouble, but if he decides that's what he's going to do, then he's going to have to answer to some things. But that's up to him.
It sounds like maybe the good course of action is to call and talk to the actual regional supervisor.
Well, no, you got a guy here claiming to be in charge. So
well, it sounds like the gentleman whose phone number you have is the one that made that decision.
You know what? Phone conversations never go well.
Yeah.
I'm one of those face-to-face guys.
Yeah,
I don't disagree
I would
with
not
you.
disagree with that. So, anyhow.
It's even when one of your detectives is doing an investigation, they might make a phone call, but if it gets serious, you got to come in and talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I said, I'm not going to try to force my way into the building. If they want to have the door locked, I'm going to document that the door's locked, what time it is, what day it is, and we'll be on our merry way.
All right, gentlemen.
All right?
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Pleasure meeting both of you.
Yep.
Same with you.
And it was
Jason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jason and
Ben.
Yep.
Yep, Ben. Good to meet you.
Oh, and I also let your sergeant know, good news for you. After this one, we're cutting out for the day. So you won't see us again. Stay safe. Seriously, on a human level, stay safe.
I appreciate that. Appreciate it very much.
Honor your oath. And we had the discussion a little while ago, and I'll ask you the question because you weren't there. What's a good police officer's worst enemy in this world?
Their worst enemy?
Yep. I'll answer it for you, bad cop.
Yep. Oh, I agree.
Keep an eye on those guys and don't let them get away with it because they're not doing you any favors and they're getting good cops across this country hurt and killed every day.
I agree 110%.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So he's going to lock up and have appointments only come in. That's what he wants to do. That's what he can do. Okay?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, guys, I will put the contact information for the health department here in the description of this video. And if anybody chooses to seek redress, you are more than welcome to call up and let them know what you think about them locking the doors on us in the middle of the day here during normal business hours. If you do that, please stay professional and businesslike, no cursing and yelling, and that's it. So he just locked the door.
Look, they just printed that up.
He just printed this piece of paper up to make an appointment call. Amazing. So they've locked the door. Door's locked up. There you go. All right, well, that gentleman right there is the guy that locked the door. And we'll go get his plate number so we can identify him later. Yeah, we see. I hope he comes back out so I can ask him his name.
Yeah, I think they said it. I think they said that guy's name was like Orion or something.
Yeah, let me ask him to be sure. So yeah, you called it. They locked up. We're out. But what was the guy's name that you were talking to?
I don't know his first name. Last name's Orion.
Oh,
No, wait, sorry. Other way around. I know his first name is Orion. I don't know why.
His first name's Orion?
One of his names is Orion. I can't remember.
He won't answer the door. I hate to put you through this, but like I said, we're ending this at the end. This is it for the day, so you want to deal with us again. But is it possible, can you knock on the door, just tell him I need a business card or something? Because I need to know whose name to put on the complaint.
So...
If he's going to act as a director, he's going to make decisions like that at a public health department, he needs to own up to it.
I can tell you that it's not my place to go knock on that door and get the business card from it.
Well, I'd love to know who's locking me out during business hours.
I can tell you that he's in charge of this office. His name's Orion. That's
Orion. And that could be a first name or a last name?
I'm pretty sure it's a last name.
Okay. Well, as nice as you've been with us today, I don't want to give you a hard time, otherwise I would. But
all right, I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. No, and I understand the situation you're in. But this is... that him locking the door has created another situation now. And what if somebody goes to the bathroom and somebody's trying to get in? It's not, there are policies in place for a reason. There are laws and executive orders in place for a reason. And if we all followed them to the letter, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So you know where it's coming from.
And I would suggest that you call his regional director.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I might even take the ride. Yeah, it's only 2 hours, man. We've done almost 27,000 miles in the last year and a half road tripping. So, you know, a couple hours up the road's right around the corner for us.
That's fair.
But I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good day. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good one.
See you guys.
All right, guys. If you didn't notice, I swapped out to the phone here because my camera battery died.
Well, all right, guys. That's hold on a second. Yeah, my mouth keeps coming back. Fire starter's coming back. Yes.
I was gonna say I was being a jackass early, and I apologize. I got to say we may not respect, have each other's beliefs, but I respect you for coming out here and standing up for what you believe in. And that I got to.
Well, you know what? I respect you for saying that 100%. Thank you very much, sincerely.
Yeah. No, I really.
Water under the bridge, man.
Okay.
And you know what? If you perceived me coming across as being rude or crass or anything like that, I apologize for that.
I understand. I came out. I engaged you. That was me doing that. You were out here doing your filming, and you stand up for what you believe in, and that's what we need more of.
Well, you're a good man.
So I apologize for me.
No need to ever say it again. I accept your apology 100%.
All right.
And I think you're a good person for going that route.
Yeah,
and this is my son, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And that's what I teach my son. I always teach my son that, you know, John Kennedy said it the best. A mistake, an error does not become a mistake until you fail to correct it.
Yeah.
So you've corrected your error, and I hope I have as well.
Yeah, I got thinking about it. It's like, you know, I didn't need to say that like I did. And it's like, for people to come out and stand up for what you believe in, not many people do that.
Do you know what we believe in? What we're standing up for? It's a little piece of paper called the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
So this is an exercise of rights.
Okay.
That's all we're doing.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I understand. That's why I say I'm out here and I respect you for being out here because this is what makes America America.
No, and I thank you. I really feel better about the fact that you came out and said that, and I appreciate you for doing that. And are you live here locally?
Yeah, I am a local.
All right, so maybe you'll have that conversation with some of the other folks that were here today.
Yeah,
and just let them know what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
We're out here fighting for everybody's rights, man. I'm certainly not teaching my son to be a bad person.
No, and I don't think you are because you're not doing anything that you should be doing.
Right.
And
you know what we're doing? We're making people think.
Yes, exactly.
And that's all.
That's it. That's it. That's how I start thinking. It's like, you know what? No, you're out here doing something.
Well, you're a true gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, sir.
You have a good day.
All right, you have one.
You come around here too, or?
No, I'm not. No,
okay.
We're from Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Colorado anymore.
Well, yeah, I know they've kind of changed.
Utah's beautiful. I think you're in a very good place with everything that's going on these days.
Yeah, I live it here. I like the small town where it's kind of quiet. I try to keep quiet, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Well, alrighty. But sincerely, if you do get a chance to speak to these folks in here at another point in time, just, you know, whatever your honest opinion is of what happened, just let them know. I don't want to. I'm not looking to create any anxiety for anybody.
No. And I like I say, when I was doing that, it was like, why did I do it? Why? You're just doing what you believe in.
Well, you know what? Even things that are errors or mistakes or whatever you want to call them happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So we had this conversation for a reason. You'll inspire me to think about something. Maybe I inspired you to think about something. And if we both shake hands and walk away better men, it's a good day.
Awesome.
That's all it is.
All right.
All right, brother.
Bye.
And my name's Jason, by the way.
I'm Dan.
Dan, pleasure to meet you.
Nice.
It's my son, Ben.
Ben, nice to meet you.
All right, buddy. Have a good day. Stay safe.
quiet, guys. I wasn't expecting that going that way.
All right, guys. You saw how that went. Looks like this young lady here is waiting to get in because Orion decided to shut down the health department here. But you saw how that went with the police officers, with the health department, with Dan over here. And that's about it for this one. I mean, the police officers knew that we were allowed to be doing what we're doing, and the health department people decided to shut down the health department to appointments only, so that we couldn't film inside. So you know, there's nothing the police can do about that, really. And that's about it for this one, guys. So if you have any feedback for the health department, for the police, or for how we handled the situation, you can let us know in the comments, and I'll put contact info for all the agencies here in the description, the police and the health department, and you guys can let them know what you think. And here he is now. And we encourage you to call up, let them know what you think. And of course, we don't encourage any vulgar, profane language or rudeness or being loud or anything like that, but just give your honest, productive feedback. And that's about it for this one, guys. So if you appreciate what we do and you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my other social medias and turn on notifications. And that's about it for this one, guys. So watching the Watchmen out with Amagansett Press here in Moab, Utah at the health department. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Out.